Galnet News Digest, 23rd of November 3307. We read the news so you don't have to.
In this week's news, if anyone can, Canonn can.
Dark clouds over Mudhrid.
Brewer has something brewing.
Thinking about the winking cat.
And Benji the rat.
There's a quiet battle going on in Hit 43670 for the future of the Scrivener's clan Dredger. Orion University is collecting data to try to win the trust of the Scrivener's clan, and the Friends of the Scriveners are collecting equipment to repair the Dredger so the Scriveners can go on their way without having to negotiate with the university. For some, it's a question of whether the Scrivener's knowledge core should be made public. For others, it's a matter of protecting an indigenous tribe from outside influence. If it wins out, Orion University will place academics on board the Dredger and will analyse the content of the Scrivener's accumulated knowledge. It says it will not force the Scriveners to leave, and it will not enforce its ownership of the Dredger, but some observers are worried what impact opening up the knowledge core will have on Scrivener society. Then again, what if there's something really important hidden away in that knowledge base? Canonn Research, the galaxy's most important research organisation, has noted that Orion University has changed its story and wonders whether it can be trusted. Canonn is also concerned that the university is not offering to help repair the Dredger, which is reported to be in a dangerous condition. Accordingly, Canonn has chosen to help the Scriveners rather than OU. Using the slogan, "Take our money," they've set up 23 fleet carriers in G-139-3 and LTT 17102 and are buying emergency power cells at 3 times the galactic average, giving loaders profits of more than 6,000 credits a ton. Through this strategy, the Scrivener's appeal seems to be pulling slightly ahead of the Orion University campaign. But it is still a very close-run race, and there's every possibility that Orion University may try to claim a draw, or may even pull ahead before the campaigns come to an end early on Thursday morning.
We can now take you to a live Canonn press briefing from Commander LCU No Fool Like One aboard his fleet carrier.
Canonn are supporting the initiative to liberate the Scriveners because the Orion University's offer is simply not credible. They've changed direction more times than an anemometer in a hurricane, or one of those cock things they used to have on top of places of worship on Terra back in the Dark Ages. First they claimed ownership, then they claimed it was for welfare, and now they just want to accompany the Scriveners to some quiet corner of the galaxy away from prying eyes. It's clear they just want the knowledge core, no matter what the cost. I wouldn't trust Professor Perez as far as I could throw her on a 45G planet. I'm not sure she's fit for office. During her press conference, she started rambling on about Princess Astrophel, and then started making the sound of a Sidewinder engine. Clearly bonkers. An organisation like Canonn that stands for open, independent science would love to host a backup for the Scriveners, but we would never want to force them to hand it over. Our main concern is that the knowledge core is protected even if it remains in the hands of the Scriveners. We need to ensure that their vessel is able to move to a location where they can keep it maintained, and we will do everything we can to achieve that. But who knows what the university will do if they lose the initiative. I would urge the Scriveners to allow us to take a backup so that it's safe from those kleptomaniacs at the university. Now, I'll just read out some figures from our initiative, how we're doing with the Dredger. Forgive me. Forgive me. We're doing very well.
With hostages on the Steel Majesty megaship, and with the ruling faction ready to come out fighting to defeat Marlinism, it's a surprise that conflict hasn't broken out yet. It seems to be only a matter of time, before the Epsilon Phonacis Empire group tries to take the NMLA-controlled megaship, or perhaps Theta 7 will come out of hiding to detonate an enzyme bomb in Mudhrid to help the NMLA cause. The affiliated counter-terrorism unit, presented with a megaship full of terrorists, says it is unable to act because of the hostages. With tensions running high, it's only a matter of time before matters are taken out of ACT's hands, with potentially disastrous results for the hostages.
Fleet carrier manufacturer Brewer plans to complete the chain of 56 static megaships linking the bubble to Colonia by the end of this week, and they have something special in store for the new year. The reward of double-engineered frameshift drives that was handed out at the conclusion of Phase 2 of the project have been confirmed to take experimental effects such as deep charge and mass manager. If you want a lightweight Anaconda with a fuel-managed base jump range in excess of 90 light-years, and you have one of these modules, you're in luck. And Brewer made it clear that for Phase 3 of the Colonia Bridge project, they will again be offering these highly capable frameshift drives. They won't even hint at what Phase 3 will be, but whatever it is, you'll need to wait until January.
There's a fair bit of speculation going round about what the sticky-fingered winking cat crew is up to. In the past month, they've stolen a ceremonial playing card from the Joker's Deck Gambling Club, an enormous portrait of a long-dead emperor, and a prototype security robot. The robot comes from the Achilles Corporation, a corporation that was rocked by scandal 3 years ago when it was discovered that their personal assistant robots had been modified to act as spies. In this latest incident, the prototype robot was stolen despite a guard of Model 801 security robots, which seem to have been disabled by the thief, which suggests that they're perhaps not very good security robots. No matter what is stolen, it's replaced by an image of a winking cat. The Warglass Detective Agency, which has been hired to recover the missing playing card, believes that the winking cat may have some specific plans for all the stolen goods. The winking cat also seems to take pride in getting into the most secure locations, such as the Scrivener's Clan Dredger. Orion University has been trying for weeks to get into that ship with no success. It would be entirely commensurate with the criminals' sense of wit and their delight in making political statements for them to secretly board the dredger and steal the contents of the knowledge core. And days later, when Orion University finally manages to board, and when they power up that knowledge core, they will be distinctly unamused to find that the knowledge core consists of the galaxy's finest collection of cute cat memes.
The news that Commander Ada Weiss of Lave Radio is training to become a fuel rat has caused dismay on several fronts. There have been reports of accidental ramming of clients, accompanied by a muffled "tee-hee, ooh, missus" sound. There have been reports of hatchbreaker limpets being inadvertently used, and of the expiring commander's last sight being 700 tons of palladium spilling into the void. There have been reports of stranded commanders having their life support accidentally refilled with hydrogen, which allows them to curse Commander Weiss in a very high voice for a very short time prior to their Remlock ride home. More importantly, Lave Radio's own emergency response team has objected to what they see as Commander Weiss's treachery in signing up to a different emergency service. Lave Radio's bio-waste badgers gently heat recycled tapes of Lave Radio episodes, which comprise the finest bio-waste to be found anywhere in the galaxy this side of Diso at any rate, to release methane. They then forcibly refuel Commander's ships with this foul-smelling gas, whether they need fuel or not, and then giggle like schoolchildren as the rescued Commander's ship squeaks and farts its way into hyperspace. You'd have thought the bio-waste badgers would be a perfect match for Commander Ada Weiss.
And that's this week's Galnet News. Galnet News. We read the news so you don't have to.